lost 2 majors in the same month. Cutting corners made it worse, fucking around with fuck. The trap lead, Cooper Flag made the white jump. When the plug got knocked, I started giving fronts.
What up, peoples? Shout out to Mark Lamont Hill on YouTube. Go check out his channel. He's responsible for this piece that we are about to observe here. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant went on Joe Budden's podcast, and I think this is going to be an interesting discussion because for all of you who are familiar with her, she tends to think she has all of the answers, even though she can't provide a single proof of evidence that she is actually a doctor. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let the clip play, and we're going to chop it up.
A nigga not going out committing a crime under the guise that I'm going to get caught. A nigga is committing robbing this bank because he think he's going to get the spoils.
No, just skipping over part. Niggas don't even get to the point assessment. To think. Niggas don't even think that at all. Niggas ain't even worried or considering the part that they can get caught.
I know.
That's the part of.
I'm saying the same thing.
No, not.
Let me finish my statement.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
When a person is cheating, they don't think that they're going to get caught at all. When a nigga go robs a bank, they understand y'all could be caught, but the odds of me getting caught is slim. Oh, I wouldn't rob the fucking bank and know I could go do 30 years in jail.
And we're saying something different. You're saying that they say, I'm not going to get caught. They're saying that.
Or they think
I'm not going to get caught. Mm-hmm. There's most men that don't even consider that before they cheat. It doesn't even click. They so caught up in the nastiness or the ego or the greed of it, like you said, that they don't even take the time to consider.
There's a recklessness to it.
I think those are people that cheat a lot,
and that's what feeds the ego shit.
Yeah, lack of consideration.
But and to that point, there's so many men who don't care if they get caught. Why are we acting like when someone says I'm a cheat or dismantle my home, that I'm going, let me sit up here and calculate this and get strategic? Look, come on, y'all.
I think that's an arrogance.
But that's a narcissistic trait. Cheating is a narcissistic trait. It is a character. It's a character defect. Period. Yes, it is. Let me tell you why. Because when you're cheating, even if you're not thinking I'm going to get caught or I don't care if I get caught, if you cheat, you don't give a fuck if you get caught. What are you talking? It don't matter if you think about it. If I go, listen, if I'm breaking the law, okay, and you're not even thinking about getting caught.
Well, let's let her finish.
Because you have listen, man, because you guys are being unrealistic right now. You have so many women who will allow y'all to cheat. Let's keep it 100. If we're going to be on this podcast, y'all, I watch you guys podcasts all the time and you guys keep it 100. Let's stop acting like you don't have men who say I do it because I can. And she going to let me cheat. I'm not thinking about getting caught. Getting caught is furthest from my mind because I've already been caught 30 times. She never left. I can care less. I don't care. I'm going to do what I do. Just like you got women who say, I could text you and say, Daddy, I need a new a Chanel bag. Baby, I'm hungry. And you going to run them plays and I don't got to have sex with you. So why would I stop texting you to do it? I'm just saying. But
to be fair, make this perfectly clear. What they're talking about here is men, whether or not they have it in their mind that, oh, I could lose everything if I do this, versus someone who really doesn't care one way or another if they get caught or not. And what I'm hearing, and I want to be perfectly clear, it doesn't have nothing to do with being narcissistic. Not to me. To me, it's a discipline problem. It's a respect issue. It's a boundary issue. Nobody is dealing with someone or tolerating someone who has a lingering eye. No one is about to deal with someone who is typically known for being fairly flirtatious or attractive to the opposite gender. You want that man who can get a bunch of females, but you want to be the main one. If he's not the main one, you're not really into him, or you're not going to really invest in him. Women who are okay with their guy cheating, it's a self-esteem issue. It's either because he got money, she knows it's scarce to find someone who makes that type of money, or there's family issues. I always thought the shit was stupid, but I digress.
It happens.
I'm not disagreeing.
But
I don't think that's the norm.
Because I hear you, but what I'm not going to do is glamorize that men who cheat are that thoughtful enough to say, I don't want to get caught. No, if you are in the act of cheating, you never gave a fuck about getting caught. I'm not going to glamorize that. Period. You can speak on it.
I can't because black men don't cheat. I don't cheat, but
that's a fact.
But the ones who don't cheat, that's a different perspective.
Yeah.
You've cheated in your life?
No.
Ever?
No. But I've had that many relationships.
Cool.
I've been
cheated in your life?
Yeah.
Can I? Every nigga in his cheated in his life, sans mark. And you did not want to get caught.
Yeah.
And
that's not true. It's not true.
But I hear what you're saying.
I can speak for myself. Yeah. When I cheated in my past, I didn't want to get caught.
Same.
I didn't cheat because I wanted to get caught. Not just that, I didn't think that, my girl catching me wasn't going to leave. Or I didn't have a girlfriend that would allow me to cheat.
But
hence me cheating.
But you took a risk that said, because I love you. You're my dog, but you're being passive aggressive right now. You took a risk through your actions that says, I don't give a fuck if you catch me or leave me because I'm willing to run the risk. Your mouth is saying, I don't want you to catch me, but your dick is saying it don't matter because you cannot tell me that when you went into the bank to rob the bank, you didn't think, there's a big chance that, most bank robbers get caught.
Slim.
I think about it saying,
can we be real for a second, please? People who cheat, you're the scum of the earth. You're essentially just a waste of time. When you got men and women out here that are moving correct, and you decide that, I'm going to waste your space, mine's. Well, not mine necessarily, because I'm here to reap the benefits of you. You're taking away from somebody else who could have given them a different life, brought them up in abundance. They could have built something. But what you end up doing is delaying the process by being selfish and inconsiderate. Now, as far as a man or a woman who doesn't use discernment when they're interacting with these people, you got to take a little blame for this shit too, because you jumping out there so quick, you're attracted to them. Maybe you're being cautious, but you weren't cautious enough. You cannot afford, let me say this again, you cannot afford to just open your legs to people just because you're horny. You can't just emotionally and mentally give yourself away to people just because they look good on paper. You got to put people through a process, and it's not like you got a list there and you just checking off stuff. No, that's not organic. You have to do it naturally. But y'all be rushing into stuff, and that's why we end up having these type of confused ass conversations. But again, I digress.
Have a slim chance of getting caught. You run a risk assessment, right? And I
wasn't anything.
And with anything,
niggas
you can come outside
and running risk assessments.
That's not true. That is not true. Maybe you did that, nigga. I did.
I'll give you an example. You
bugging.
I know dudes that cheat out of town. They only cheat if they out of town. They're not gonna cheat in their city. They're not gonna cheat in their neighborhood. They're not gonna cheat at their job. They're not gonna cheat with somebody who knows their wife or their girlfriend or whatever because the risk is too high.
Yo, I hate.
That's,
you know what?
That's a risk assessment.
No. See, now y'all gonna make me.
There's no need. Let's just have to talk.
I know, but
turn up, B. Fuck that.
All you niggas up here have either ladies, wives. You're happy. You're faithful. You're doing your thing, right?
Correct. That's right.
I'm single, right?
I'll say when I got a girl.
I'm single. I cheated.
You could have just led with I'm single.
Shut up, nigga. I've cheated in every single relationship.
Okay.
Right?
Jesus. Okay.
I've said it.
Yeah.
It took me that one relationship where I cheated, and I cheated in the worst way to fuck her up. I witnessed what that looked like to that woman. Yeah. Right? To the point today where we clown and we joke, but I'm no longer going to get into a relationship if I'm not going to meet the person that I'm not going to be faithful to. So yes, I'm outside, I do my thing. Any woman, Any woman that fucks with me today knows that I'm going to fuck with multiple people. And I'm going to be honest about it. When I do find that person I want to be with in a relationship, I'm going to chill. You niggas is clowning and laughing, and it's cool. But this goes to show that y'all niggas is in relationships speaking to the most unevolved shit. And it's the one single nigga here who understands every aspect of the shit.
You didn't even address cheating. You addressed you being a single man and how you think.
I'm adjusting how niggas are in faithful relationships are pacifying the cheating aspect.
Nobody did that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this like this. I haven't cheated in relationships, not because I'm better, just because, again, I haven't had that many, and I've just been. You good? But I've committed crimes. And when I've committed crimes,
You've assessed the risk.
I assessed the risk, and I said, if I
you
knew
didn't say I don't give a fuck about getting caught, so I'm gonna go.
I promise you, if I thought I was gonna get caught, I wouldn't have did it.
Thank you.
That's all I'm saying.
Anytime I cheated in a relationship, I didn't give a fuck if the relationship ended or not.
And next part, we're getting back to those crimes.
I know people who have done that. I'm not saying there aren't people. Yeah. I'm not saying there aren't people who y'all are describing. Right. I'm just saying that there are some people who are like, yo, I love my husband, right. I love my wife, whatever. Right. And if I had to choose between cheating and this relationship, I would take the relationship, but I don't think I'm going to get caught.
Yes. Right. But so we're not saying every single person does one thing. No one's cookie cutter. So we've cleared that up. Yeah. I want to touch on two things. What you said about, you don't say you cheat. For example, me, I'm not a cheater, right? Because that's my character. And I have integrity. Right. And if I choose you, I'm not cheating on you.
Right.
Now, if I was to be a cheater, I know my personality. I'm not cheating, crossing my fingers while I'm laying on my back, hoping you don't leave me. I'm cheating all balls out.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to come home and confess, but I'm going to say, look, I'm doing what I do. And if you find out, baby, you got to make a decision.
But see, that's how you're wired, that's because you're so direct and honest. A lot of people I think that's a minority. You.
But let me say this. Let me say this to what you said about you're the single guy talking about cheating and giving, in your perspective, a more realistic perspective, right? And let me tell you why. I've been in my field 18 years. And what I found is there are more married, committed people who are cheating with other married committed people than there are single people who are even having sex. So when you say they're coming with the unrealistic or a false narrative, that's why. Because in their false narrative and the lies they've been telling themselves, either they don't cheat because they've created a norm of having to make sure after 15 years of being married, I can't say I cheat, not even if it's on a pod. I can't even say it in the bathroom when it's quiet. I can't say it at lunch. I can't tell my homeboy because you know what? The quickest, the number one thing you know about winning is take no chance of losing. So I don't tell anybody. So they've already built a norm of saying, nah, it don't matter if you're my homeboy, my brother. Nah, I don't cheat. No, why would I say that? Who would do that?
Who would do that? Would you do it? Because it sounds pretty. It sounds all well and nicely wrapped in a beautiful little bow. You said, oh, if I'm going to do it, I'm just going to do it. That's not really a relationship then, is it? Because if you go into the situation already with let me put it this way. You already know, based on the person that is in front of you, if they're going to get the best version of you, or they're going to get a little version or a mid version or a fraction of it. People know what they're going to give and how much they're going to give to a person before they even do anything. So what all of y'all are talking about up here is you're looking at this person. You had a conversation with them. You looked them up and down. Said in your head, all right, this is who this person is. This is who that person is. I'm going to take it here. I'm going to take it there. I might do this. I might not. That's what you're doing. You're not being honest. None of you are. Lack of discipline. Lack of transparency. Just my 2 cents, of course.
But I'm telling you, I've been in my field long enough to know that married people are screwing other married people. I agree. And they not swinging.
No,
it's not consensual.
But you know why they do other married people?
Cheating.
To lower the risk.
To lower the risk. Losing what you have to lose if they get out.
But hold on, but this is the thing.
And that don't sound fire.
No, but that's our point, though. But you know what that does?
That's the risk assessment.
But that contradicts the point that motherfuckers just out here throwing it to the wind and cheating, because I'm cheating with this person that has just as much to lose as I. So the fact of the odds, it happens, but the odds of her coming to my girl as a woman and all of that other shit are slimmer than me just fucking some random chick that may be single.
Ish, I hear you, but let me tell you something. If I'm your wife and you come in this house and you tell me, baby, listen, yes, I cheated on you, but let me explain to you, sweetheart. Let me explain to you, beautiful, that I assessed for risk before I cheated on you. I thought about everything and calculated all of this. And when I did the math, it added up that there's a bigger probability that I won't get caught. You think I'm gonna look at you and say,
nobody
thank
that,
you. So what I'm saying is that means that when you take the act of cheating, you are already saying loud and clear, I don't give a fuck about getting caught, and I don't care about losing you.
I go even further. Half of y'all be saying y'all in relationships just to be getting some. You just want some ass. So that verbal contract that y'all be thinking, it ain't real. It never existed. They just had to say whatever they had to say just to get in the door. But they never had any intentions on being what you thought they were, which ends up getting people locked up, killed, hospitalized, walking around with diseases. And for the record, it ain't just married couples sleeping with married couples. Check out some of the videos that I've done. There are mostly single dudes that tell you all the time, I'm clapping cheeks, I'm clapping married women's cheeks all the time. I love being a side dude, or I can't do it no more because I see how trifling. It's not just married people staying within their community to protect themselves.
We could agree to disagree. Because I think that people in this room will disagree with you.
That's fine. I don't care about the people. What I'm saying is, how can you tell me that you stepped out on me, but you cared about getting caught? And that means you cared about my heartbreak. You cared about my dismantle. That is bullshit. You can't do those two can't coexist. Ish, how can I tell you I'm in love with you, I'm committed to you, but I just have sex with your homeboy? How can that coexist?
See, and that's why y'all shouldn't cheat.
Wait. You know what you just did? You took it to another level. You took it to another level. You can say to your dude, yo, I was in New York City, and if you get caught, I was in New York City and I slipped, whatever.
I slipped. You know what? Yeah.
Can we move on?
I got a question for you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No.
I'm just not going to be here long.
No, I was saying, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
In relationships, you said you don't cheat.
I don't.
What is your big relationship flaw?
You know what? I think I love that. I can't say, but collectively from the men I've been in relationship with, it's been that I will leave. And I've had every single man, even both my fiancés, say, I don't care if you get mad. I don't care if you go off. I don't care what you do. And I'm even go a step further. And y'all could, feel how you feel about it. I've even had, men say, I don't even care if you step out. All I'm asking is that you don't leave me. Because, see, my flaw, using your term, is that the abandoned little girl in me can sabotage the shit out of this. If I even feel
that you're gonna leave, but
not even cheat. Because cheating's a non-negotiable, period. But if I feel that you even have a 1% chance of thinking you can leave because anything, guess what?
I'm gonna get out of here first.
Baby, you ain't got to worry about leaving me. I'll make.
Oh, the plot thickens. So there is that little girl screaming on the inside. Is that why you refuse to show us the paperwork? Is that why you're confused about your sexuality? Interesting. This need to be on every platform, putting out this propaganda, selling people hopes and dreams, giving them these experiences without giving them the full Monty. Right. I'm gonna shut up. Hold on a minute.
It easy for you. I'll let you go. What makes it easy for me is you gotta remember abandonment people been detached most of our life. So I'm the oldest of 7. I didn't have nobody in front of me. You know, I experienced abandonment. So if I leave you, you think that my backbone ain't vertical enough to be all right? Because you gotta understand, abandonment means somebody who's supposed to have not dropped you, dropped you. So you think that me getting through being dropped,
And you survived it.
come on now, is gonna be any comparison to me walking away from you? And let me go one step further, and I'm gonna tag you in. And I say this with all humility, but reality. I'm gorgeous. I have a nice body. I'm educated. Hold on, I'm in demand. Men want me. Women want me. I can walk in any room. I dominate. I'm vertical in who I am. I ain't got daddy issues. I had a father in my life.
But you just said you had abandonment issues. So I'm not understanding.
Bang, 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 bang.
Fellas, don't be swayed by this well-versed, highly educated rhetoric. She knows how to finesse people. That's clear as day. People who bought her books. And yeah, she's still in fairly decent shape, but guess what? Your spirit is out of order. You've been dibbling and dabbling in 2 different multiverses. You just sat up here and told us that you have a propensity to leave. You can't stay in one spot. That leads me to believe that there's other issues that contribute to your character that you're not going to highlight, but you do actually expose it every time you get on a microphone.
I'm booking street smart. So what I'm saying is I understand my value. If I leave you, it ain't hard to get something at least at your level or better. And I'm not saying that is an arrogance that people should bring into a relationship. I'm giving the reality of how certain people who stand on their score and know their value think. But what I have done is worked hard on it so that when I'm in a relationship with you, I checkmate that part of me. I have an internal dialogue with that part of me. I have learned to regulate that part of me so that I don't make you feel always on eggshells and unsafe, like you can't be with me and be vulnerable and that I'm gonna leave you.
So, in other words, at any given moment, you can just up and decide, hey, time to go. You're really going to convince me or the audience that you have all of that autonomy over yourself. And somebody's supposed to just invest and trust in you, given your history.
Because I had to work on saying, baby, I have an issue with you right now, but I'm not leaving you. That's just this. I got to process some things because I understand how I move.
It sounds like a lot of the same things that a cheater says.
Go ahead. Unpack that. What do you mean? I thought you would go ahead.
No, I just want to know because
I want you to unpack. That's good.
It differs in every relationship. What constitutes cheating to you?
I love that. So I'm biblical, right? And so my thing is the Bible says only 2 reasons that are permissible for divorce. And I'm just going off commitment. It says unfaithfulness and infidelity. Infidelity is obviously sexual. Unfaithfulness means, what did I commit to you? Am I unfaithful to my commitment to you? So it's an agreement between you and I only, not him, not your homeboy when you go to lunch and say, my wife does this. I don't give a fuck what he said. What did I tell you I would do? What did I tell you? Now, am I keeping that commitment, baby? If I am, then we good. He needs to shut up or she needs to shut up. That's how relationships end up having issues because I'm sitting with my girls explaining to them what we're going through, but she got a different commitment with her husband than I got with you.
Sure enough.
And what if what we got going is working?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
And
damn. I wanted the box.
My bad.
I got some shit. Well, no, I was just saying that the whole
he called me a cheater. Go ahead, baby.
No, I'm not calling you a cheater. I'm just saying the mentality of I'm this catch and I can get whatever I want, but so I can abandon is kind of the same mentality I think that a lot of cheaters have of why they cheat.
I love that. So I didn't say because of that gives me the permission or the hall pass to abandon. I'm saying that when I abandon, I know those values. So it doesn't.
Okay, there it is right there. There it is right there. That's that ego that women have. Oh, You just another one. I got hundreds of you in my comment section and in my DMs. I got the dinner nigga. I got the taxi nigga. I got the Uber nigga. I got the movie nigga. I got the smoothie. That's that right there. Gotcha. Thank you. Salutes to you, sir. I'm glad I'm not the only one who noticed that part. Let's continue. I would have heard verbally get out of this gymnasium.
Make it. It feeds it.
It feeds it.
Cheaters think the same shit.
Yes,
No, it feeds it. So this is why I said that I have learned, right, through a lot of work, a lot of prayer, a lot of wise counsel, a lot of therapy, how to manage that. Because when I get into that, bigness of, man, I can leave, I could, right? When I start to swell, guess what? That is my defense mechanism coming in.
Sure.
That is me saying, I don't feel safe here. So I didn't know that as a young woman. I didn't know that my first time engaged, that when I swell up and I wanted him to know that I could leave with a heartbeat, that I was just in my defense mechanism. Now I know how to say to somebody, baby, look, like I'm scared of shit. You didn't call last night like you usually do. And I know you were at home because maybe I drove by and was toxic and seen your car, right? But I'm scared. You freaked me out. So I don't want to leave you. And I just want to be vulnerable and say, when you do that, if it makes me feel like I want to detach, but I don't. I love you.
Transparent.
So help me work through this. And as a man who loves me, because I'm only going to choose a man who can facilitate me. If he is a pint and I'm a gallon, then he can't facilitate me. It's my responsibility not to choose him, but I'm going to choose my gallon and say, baby, help walk me through this. And I'm expecting him to say, all right, well, what works for you next time? Or, you got a key, you could have just came over, or whatever that looks like, so that he can create a safe space for me. But I can also let him know when I have an issue, baby, I'm coming to you because you are with an abandoned little girl who is now a woman, and that little girl is going to show up. And I love you enough to make sure you help me suppress her, to regulate her.
Joe,
and you haven't found a man yet that makes you deliver all that.
feel secure.
It's not nobody's job to do that. It is not my job. It's not Sideshow Bob's job. It's not the Quickie Mutt's job. It's nobody's job. You're supposed to figure that shit out before you get involved with anybody. Why am I taking on the tasks and burdens of someone else's?
Enough to stay.
Yeah.
So it's not that I haven't found someone to make me feel secure enough, because I've been engaged twice, and those men were both men who there was no infidelity.
But
That's
you
not why
ran
I
from
left.
them.
Well, I didn't run. They were men in hindsight that I know was really good for the season of where I was in my trauma, my healing journey. So what happens is a lot of people will marry
Doug,
or have
this don't sound no better than cheating.
No, that was a fly way
Doug
of
is
not
good.
taking accountability of you were the problem.
No.
Tried to blame him. Of course she did. Of course. Who's to say you weren't on their season or in theirs? Who's to say you weren't the problem? Why do y'all do that? Hold on, maybe I'm being presumptuous. She probably is going to take accountability here.
No, I don't have a problem with taking accountability. I wasn't a problem, but they definitely were not a problem. Nobody was cheating. There was nothing that was going on. It was literally me saying that this has ran its course. See, there's two different people. There's people who have enough insight to know when we have grown apart and it's ran its course. And then there's another set of people who just stay too damn long, who say, I'm going to marry you, have a baby with you. Now I've made permanent decisions. And now when I pull the cord 20 years later or 15 years later, now we got kids in a broken family and a broken house, when I knew that before I married you.
I think that's a different statement,
you
though.
A fucking assassin and a stone cold
Nigga.
heartbreaker. That's what it sounds like. You are a heartbreaker.
It's like a nigga.
And the funny part, I was going to get to this. You make generalizations a lot, right? As we all do.
I try not to, but if you say I do, that's cool. I try not to.
We all do, right? And a lot of times our perspective is based on us. So the niggas in here can say, yo, I represent this, and this. Mm-hmm. These are all qualities and attributes that the average woman is looking for. So now that gives me a value outside. But when we are assessing these other people's relationships, everybody not as pretty as you, body ain't as nice as you, make as much money as you, educated as you, and all of these other things. So they don't necessarily have as many options as you have. But we'll judge them for staying in these relationships when they can't just pack up their shit because they don't make enough money. I seen your pool. Nigga, they don't make enough money to go do what you doing outside. So they have to stay put based on circumstance, not based on options and choices.
Nobody should stay anywhere if they're not happy. If it's toxic, if they're not pouring into you, you should not just stay because it's comfortable and familiar. That's horrible advice. I understand what he's saying, but that's horrible advice. It don't matter if you got money or don't. I just had to add that in there.
Y'all seen the pool on Instagram? It's nice.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yo, can I ask?
Does that make sense?
No, Ish, you're 100% on point. You're right. Yeah,
Ish, can I
get that to you? Yeah.
I think the problem that I have, and I started by saying I don't like to speak in generals.
Yep.
And I think maybe,
I try not to.
Maybe sometimes my problem might be not my problem, but the thing is I'll lean into there are a lot of exceptions for things. I also think that we get comfortable speaking. We go lean into the money aspect of stuff and all this other stuff. When a lot of people who are viewing this or living life aren't even looking for this type of life that we be talking
at all.
They're not looking to have the millions of dollars or move in this way. They're just looking to find someone that they're happy with and they can be in love with, right? So we when you're giving counsel or when you're speaking on national broadcast and you're saying things, do you ever take the time to consider that some of the values and things that you're speaking about aren't even the things that normal day-to-day people are even looking for? Or is there no way to kind of consider the standouts? Yeah. I'm sorry.
So I deem myself to have been a normal little girl growing up in the inner city. So why did you smack? I wasn't
clunky with this.
I wasn't normal.
You've looked how you look your whole entire life.
Okay, so
there's a pretty privilege that comes along with every attractive person that we got. We're not normal.
The whole look thing. But what I'm saying is, when I say normal, I mean like I went from the hood to the hills. So
pretty
when I say that,
women though,
from hold on, are you from
my
the
age?
Hood-ish?
The bottom, yeah.
So I'm confused because the most prettiest, baddest woman I've ever seen been them chicks who are in the hood, in the inner city. I don't know what you.
That's what I'm saying.
Them women are
saying no. I said that.
And it don't matter if they Latina, Dominican, Black. Them women are Puerto Rican. They gorgeous in the hood.
In that they had a privilege.
Yes,
the bad chicks in my hood.
But some of those women who have that pretty girl privilege ain't made it out the pretty girl hood.
That's true.
What I'm saying is, I deem myself as have been the normal pretty hood girl who just was tenacious and determined enough to figure things out. So when I am speaking, I am representing all women, but the group of women who are saying, you know what? I'm beautiful, I'm pretty, I'm cute, and I'm still in the hood, or I'm still in a place that I don't want to be in. Doc was me at some point. There are tools and things that she did. If I turn my ear to hearing her recipe and I apply the same thing, then the result got to be somewhere close. If I shoot for the stars, I got to fall upon the moon.
Well, if I take 2 and 2 and put 5 with 6, then the stars will align and everything will blow up into digital proportion and we shall survive. And shut up. That was a bunch of bullshit. Bunch of nothing. Pretty privileged. You got everything you want. You didn't have to struggle to get through the same type of doors and none of that. We're not about to do all that. I'm gonna let you finish talking, but no.
So I'm speaking to a demographic of women who say, "No, I want better." And if Doc can do it from being a product of teenage parents, me and my parents are 16 years apart, teenage parents, a product of a dad who sold the drugs that her mama was addicted to. Mom is now sober, thank God. And my father passed away 2 years ago, but turned to a family man. And she was the oldest of 7 with no guidance or nothing. And she was able to take her pretty little self and do something and make herself more than just a bad, beautiful hood girl. Then why is any other woman outside of me different? I believe like the Bible says, listen, few are called, right? But only it says many are called, but few answer. But few answer, few are chosen, meaning few answer. What the Bible is saying is that many are called. All of us are called, but only the ones who say, "Hello, God, I'm here."
We'll pick up and answer that
will
question.
be the one who are chosen. So what that says is that we make ourselves chosen. That's all. Hold on. We make ourselves chosen by making sure that we are being tapped in, tuned in, and plugged in to things and people who are in places and rooms that we want to be in.
Doc, it's good to see you. I gotta run get my kids.
No, Mark. Okay.
I'm real, y'all. The world is a lot right now. Every day we're getting ambushed by breaking news.
I'm sorry. Shout outs, bro. Shout outs. That was a very interesting conversation. But no. She's definitely somebody that y'all better be careful with. You've been warned. She showed all the signs here. And she went on the right platform to get called out for some stuff because that was nasty work, man. But, hey, y'all let me know what y'all thought about that in the comments. I am curious to hear what you got to say. I'm out. Shout out to this brother. I don't agree with you saying what you said about transgender men being able to have kids and all that, but great discussion, sir.